Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. I wanted to do a short video today on these Blackstone griddles. If y'all follow my channel, you know that I love to cook out here. We cook a lot of fish, wild game. Right now, garden coming in, we're doing a lot of garden vegetables on here. It's easy to come out here and cook on this thing. But I notice a lot of people are struggling with the fact that the burners are not cooking very good. It won't get hot. It's taking forever to cook sausage or eggs or whatever it is. It should be getting way hotter. Well, it should be. I'm going to show you what's happening to these griddles. When I've had this one for about three and a half years, something like that. And I noticed that I was cooking eggs on it at one point, and it just took forever. I mean, they just would not get done, and it just should have been done. I knew it wasn't getting hot enough. Now, a couple of things can happen. When you start running out of gas, it won't cook as hot. You need to make sure your bottle's full. But most of the time, the bottle's full. You know that it's full. It's got plenty of gas. These regulators have a safety feature in them to where if you cut all of these knobs off once you're done cooking and this is hot and it's cooked perfect, you cut everything off and you go in the house and you forget and leave the bottle on. In other words, you don't close the valve off on that bottle. It has a safety feature in that regulator, and this is not just with the Blackstone. This is a lot of your fish cookers, a lot of different brands that's got these small because they use the same regulators. And I'll get a close-up of that regulator here in just a second. But it just slowly shuts that regulator off. It's a safety feature because we live in a world where companies have to take special precautions because people want to sue over any little thing. If this was to leak and catch on fire and burn your house down, well, somebody's going, well, I'll sue Blackstone and get enough money to, to live off of and won't have to work no more. So they have to put these safety features into everything, which it makes people like us suffer from it. So what you do to reset this, and that's what I want to show you how to do to where next time you come out here, it'll cook hot again. So I'm going to zoom in right here and I'm going to walk you through how to do this. Okay, this is the regulator that I'm referring to. Once you've realized that you need to reset this, make sure your bottle is off. And that's tightened clockwise. Then you can unscrew this off and just let it hang. Lay it right here beside the bottle. Anything you want to do with it, just as long as it's unhooked. Once you've got that unhooked, then come over here and turn every knob wide open to the on position. Do not attempt to light it. You just turn every knob open. Then you want to let this set for about 15 minutes. And what this will do, this will allow that regulator, the safety feature in it, to open back up, because what it does is it creates a type of vacuum lock as a safety precaution to prevent gas to continue to flow and leak out of that bottle. So from now on, to prevent this from happening, when you cut all of these to the off position, once you're through cooking, you need to make sure that you reach down and get in the habit of cutting that bottle off. And once I started doing this, I had no problem. So once you've let this set for 15 minutes, okay, we've had this for 15 minutes. I want to come over here. We're going to turn everything back to the off position. And then we're going to go back over here and we're going to reconnect our bottle. And you want to make sure you get this pretty snug. Now I just went with these new style fittings against plastic grip. I just make sure that I get it good and hand tight. You can then open your bottle up. Now you see I have a homemade lid on top of mine because I wanted to match the authenticity of my rustic house. And I built this out of tin. It seems to work very well for me. I need to fix some hinges. Once you do that, you can cut these all, or I do, to the wide open on position, and it'll light. At this point, you can look under there and see that you've got a pretty good blue flame going under there. One more thing that I want to point out to you. Okay, what I wanted to show you right here was, you see how this is well coated and it's starting to turn black on here? For a long time when I was cooking on this, every time I would open it up to go to cook, it'd be rusted all up, and I could never get a good curing on it. It would turn silver. A lot of that was from cleaning it with the vinegar cleaner. But the next thing was I was trying to season it and cook with nothing but oil. And I had cooked some bacon on it. In theory, that'll, if you cook enough bacon, it will cure it. But you've got to cook a really large amount. So what I did is I got away from cooking with the olive oil and the vegetable oil because I wanted to use my bottle, you know, my oil and squirt it all on there. And that's what all I was cooking with at first. And every time I would go to cook, it was rusted up. I had to do a whole bunch of cleaning and scrubbing to get it down. So what I started doing was cooking with shortening or lard. Shortening is a can that's vegetable oil that's solidified. You cook with that, or it's lard, which lard is what we've been cooking with most recently, and it's really seasoned this well. So what I've done is cook with that. Now once you get it seasoned with that lard, you can go back to cooking with oil or whatever else you want to. Vegetable oil, olive oil, I even like a pecan oil that we have that's really good and healthy. But you season it with that lard or shortening is the best thing, and I just cooked with it a few times and it seasoned this. And you notice that I've still got a few spots here that it'll scrape up sometimes or get hot and come off. I'll finish getting that seasoned as I cook. The next thing is once I'm done cooking and I take my scraper and I scrape everything off and get it clean, I'll put another spoonful of that shortening or lard back on there and let it melt all over here good, and then I'll just cut it off. So at that point, you want to cut everything off and then get in the habit of reaching down here and cutting this bottle off good. And then you won't have any more problems. So hopefully this helps some of you guys that's new to the Blackstones. Appreciate y'all watching my videos. Thank you for joining us on Spirit of the Outdoors. We'll see y'all next time.